Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hard Nine podcast. Today is November the 22nd, no, 21st. The St. Louis Cardinals 2024 Eras Tour has officially begun, and we are all incredibly hopeful that it is way better of a tour than the 2023 Eras Tour was.
Yeah, they're going back to 2013, back when the team was good, so we've got that at least. They're going back to their World Series roots, so we've got that going for us.
We had said, well, Caleb had said that we would be back if there was news. There's some fucking news. This is some news. The hilarious thing to me is that our last pod, which by the way, thank you guys for listening. That one is doing incredibly well. We appreciate you all. Thank you all for joining and being a subscriber. If you haven't yet, please do that. You guys are really, really helping our numbers, and we greatly appreciate every single one of you. But I offhandedly said, "What about Lance Lynn?" You, without a hesitation, a blink, a thought, a blip, anything, said, "Nope."
Yeah, I said
But here
0%.
we are.
0% interest is what I said. Yeah, I
So,
don't know what to make of this. I don't.
Here's what I'll say, and then I'll get your take. Okay. I put out a tweet yesterday, essentially just saying that, first off, I didn't say this, but here's the thing. One, bad optics by the Cardinals. It's not, because you have to let the whole scene play out. Like, you can't judge a movie on the first 30 minutes. You got to let the whole thing play out. But to a lot of people, it appears as bad optics. Like, you get your half person first, right? And it's Lance Lynn. Two, here's what I'll say. To me, the silver lining is you get a guy who had almost a 70% K rate last year, even though there was somebody who told me that doesn't matter. It does. That's why the Cardinals went after him last year, or for this year. That is what they're looking to do.
70% what?
K, or whiff rate. Whiff rate. Sorry, my apologies.
Way different.
Sorry. Yeah, wrong. Whiff rate. You get a guy who is a bulldog in the clubhouse, who does sort of replace the mentality that has been missing, I think, in that clubhouse. You get a guy that you only had to give up money. You didn't have to give up picks, and you didn't have to give up players. You didn't have to do any of that. And if he is that half guy that slots there at the back end, that's all good. Now, the negative to me is, in my mind, that makes Miles Mikolas your number 3. That might be great. Maybe Miles has a huge bounce back year. Again, another bounce back year. But counting on that does make me a little bit nervous.
That was always going to be the case. They were never going to be able to get 3 starters that were better than Miles Mikolas, unless you want to give him Nolan Gorman. And if you don't want to do that, then you can't really be asking for 3 starters better than him, because they can't pay that. They're not going to be able to, even if they wanted to do it, like, they're not going to be able to get all 3 of those guys to sign with them. There's a lot of other teams that need pitching. The Cardinals aren't the only team out there looking for guys to fill at the top of their rotation. The hope would be that 2 of them step up. Maybe Mikolas has a better year, or Matz has a better year, and you get to the trade deadline, and maybe that's when you get a guy better than them. But as of now, it was not feasible for them to go into the offseason expecting to sign or trade for 3 guys better than Mikolas.
I agree with that. That's a very valid point. It's just, I don't love it. Like I've said all in the offseason, I would much prefer Miles Mikolas being your number 4 starter. However, again, we talked about this last time. Steven Matz, really honestly key this year. This is a massive year, I think, for the Cardinals and Steven Matz in that third year, where we've seen nothing but injuries and then poor performance. Peak Steven Matz at times, but just glimpses. I think that's going to be really important. Look, here's what I'll say, and I said it yesterday. I love the human Lance Lynn. I don't necessarily love the signing, but I also don't hate the signing. I think the fact that that's the guy they signed first is the thing that blew everybody's mind, because you were kind of expecting it to go the other way, when that's not how the world works, especially in professional sports.
Yeah, I kind of warmed up to the signing a little bit, just because he's going to give you 180 plus innings. Like, he'll make 32 starts, barring injury, but he's been relatively healthy his whole career. He's going to punch people out. He's going to probably strike out over a batter an inning, which is not what the Cardinals have with either of their guys in their rotation right now. Matz can do that, but he hasn't really done it much. And he's going to bring something to the clubhouse that they need. Like, they need tenacity. They need someone who's not just there, kind of la-di-da. Like, it does say something to me that they non-tendered the clubhouse, like, uppity guy and Andrew Kisner, and then the next day go get the exact opposite of that. Like, I do think, because we remember when they brought in AJ Pierzynski, they wanted his fire and weirdness, and ability to just rub people the wrong way. John Lackey, that was a big part of that deal. They wanted him to come in and be who he is. This is reminiscent of that. I think Mo knows when he needs to get that guy in the clubhouse, and I think that was part of this signing.
As much as Miles as I guess we'll call him a veteran at this point, right? He's not Lance Lynn in what Lance Lynn has accomplished at the major league level. So I do also see this another part of that silver lining where Lance could be an incredible, and I think maybe we play way too much into this, but could be a good mentor for some of these young guys coming up. Like that's not a bad thing to have that voice in the clubhouse. No offense to Miles, but if you look in the bullpen and you look around the other guys, like there's not that guy now. Like it's for the first time in a long time that pitcher is not in the dugout. So I think that's something that you could look at. Let me throw you some names out that a lot of people kind of had in the $10 million range, and then I'll let you take them. If you would rather have, we're going to play the would you rather. All right. Again, we're bringing the game back. Would you rather have this guy or Lance Lynn? Okay. Because this is kind of what they released. I read a thing today with the kind of where they looked at his numbers would be pretty similar to what Lance got. Seth Lugo. Okay. Nick Martinez. Ronaldo Lopez.
No, Lance Lynn.
Yuki Matsui.
Lance Lynn. I don't. The relievers I'm not going to take over a starter that's making the same amount.
Sean Manaea.
Lance Lynn.
Michael Wacha, which in my opinion, I think he gets more than 10 million.
I think that's low.
Okay.
But Michael Walker's going to get like 3 years probably. So I'm glad Lance Lynn.
That's kind of what I thought also. But Kenta Maeda. Okay. So do you think they made this move just to go ahead and get it out of the way, or do you think maybe this was their target guy? Do you believe that, or do you believe the other guys? As an organization, they literally had zero interest in. I'm kind of with you on the Seth Lugo thing, just because of his versatility.
Yeah, I think he's going to cost more though. Those are projections, but I think Lugo's going to get 12 to 13 a year because even if he's a reliever, that's not overly like crazy for him. But I do think a lot of it is they wanted his veteran presence in the clubhouse. Like I think that's a lot of it. I think a lot of it is he's going to give you innings. They lost a lot of innings. Like those have to go to someone. They lost. We talked about Dakota and Woodford and obviously Wayno and Monty and Jack. They lost all those innings. They're all gone. He replaces 180 of them. Like, and you can kind of write that in pen. Like he's going to give you that more times than not, and he's going to get. And most of the times they're quality innings. I get he had a really bad 2023, but he's not far removed from being one of the better pitchers in baseball. Like we're not talking about a guy that's been on the downturn for 5 years. Like that's not who he is. He was an all-star like 2 years ago. He was getting Cy Young votes in Chicago. And a lot of it, he's getting bit by the home run ball. And if you're the Cardinals and you know that, take advantage of your stadium and bring a guy like that in and know that, maybe 10 of those home runs are staying at the warning track at St. Louis. Like that, and that's all the difference. And like honestly, I don't think he's going to be a 5 ERA pitcher for the Cardinals. I don't think he's going to be a 3.5 ERA pitcher for the Cardinals. I think he'll probably sit in at low fours. And I think if that's your 5, that's fine.
Okay. So it sounds like you're coming around on the idea a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to really honestly, it's impossible to judge it right now because we don't know if, in my opinion, if 2023 is an anomaly for Lance Lynn or if that is the Lance Lynn you are getting. Like if you look at every other year, essentially in Lance Lynn's career, he has been in a top 3 in the rotation pitcher almost every damn year. He's been in the major leagues, except for last year. With the chaos that was going on in Chicago, who knows who was working with him? Who knows what was going on? And I know he went to LA and struggled at times. I completely understand it. But you never know if you get him back, you get his mindset right. He works with somebody in the offseason. You just don't know. And that's why I think it's almost impossible to play out. Like, I still go back to the fact I think the optics is what pissed a lot of the fans off, that this is the guy we're signing. Like, no, it's not. You still have essentially 40 to 50 million to sign 2 more guys if 50. You do this correctly. Well, we hope that they go to that number. Like that's until I see
that's what's been reported as their budget, quote unquote. So
correct.
They've got that plus, the 5 million that O'Neill's gonna. Because that's another thing that's interesting to me. I don't know when they're gonna start shopping O'Neill and or Carlson. Like when is that going to happen?
Well, we wouldn't know if they were right. Like we would not.
We
know.
Hear something. I think.
I don't know, man. They do. The Cardinals do keep things so close to the vest.
Yeah.
That we might never know. I mean, that's the thing. So that could be actively happening right now. It could also actively start happening come the winter meetings. Who knows?
Yeah. What's interesting to me as well is normally when you pay an ace, you're hoping they lead your staff leadership wise, as well as obviously being the best pitcher on your staff. But I wonder if, bringing in Lance Lynn with Michaelis and having those two as kind of your veteran presence, I wonder if that makes them like, okay, now we can afford to go give a lot of money to a 25-year-old who's going to be leading our staff as the best pitcher, but he's obviously he's not from here, so he doesn't speak English as far as I know, and he's not going to be able to be that guy in the clubhouse when he comes in. So I do wonder if there's part of let's get this veteran presence in here and let's see if we can get this other guy in here, and because he doesn't need to be that, we have that role filled already.
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping like that's
Yeah.
what if that's the plan, right? If Mo had that forethought and that is the plan, then we have to give him all the credit in the world if that's what happens. Is Yamamoto officially posted as of where we stand right now, 10:37 on November the 21st?
Yeah, he officially was posted and able to be signed at 7 a.m. Central Time today.
So you know what's going to happen. We're going to be in the French Quarter today, and they're going to sign Yamamoto, and then we've got.
Dude, I don't care where we are. I will rush back here and do it.
I do not believe it's happening before Thanksgiving. Do you?
No.
Okay.
No, I think it happens before December, though.
Yeah, I did not expect us to be back in here today. Like I was talking about Lance Lynn, but here we are. So you just never know. Again, I think here's the thing. I wouldn't have been pumped if it was Seth Lugo. I wouldn't have been pumped if it was Nick Martinez, the guys who you said yes. I wouldn't have been pumped if it was Kenta Maeda. I would have had the same skepticism as I do with a Lance Lynn, if we're going to be really honest. But I have been a Lance Lynn fan since he was a rookie with the St. Louis Cardinals. So at least having that big guy back in the Cardinal uniform is going to make me happy come opening day. I will say that. That's what I'll say.
And here's the thing as well. Like if your third guy you're acquiring is guaranteed to give you a boatload of innings and is move away from the mic if you're going to cough.
Sorry, that's on me, guys. I do apologize on that.
But what I was saying, the third guy that you're getting is guaranteed to give you a lot of innings, is guaranteed to give you strikeouts, and it has the presence in the clubhouse. Like that's kind of a perfect third guy for what they're looking for. They're looking for innings, they're looking for strikeouts, and I'm assuming they're looking to change up the dynamic in the clubhouse after the monotony that was last season.
Okay. Do you believe in one of your 80 hats that you wear, even though it is the same hat all the time? Do you believe that this ups the chances that Yamamoto is a Cardinal, or has absolutely zero effect on that?
No effect on it.
Okay. But as you said earlier, that is the hopes that is maybe their thinking.
Yeah, but if that was their thinking, then that would have been their thinking all the time, so it wouldn't have really changed.
Agreed. But they wouldn't have told us their thinking because that's not what they do.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if Sonny Gray goes to the Braves, it ups it quite a bit.
Sounds like that's getting hot and heavy, but who knows, right? Yeah.
Honestly,
let's hope that happens.
No, because then if they miss on Yamamoto, we're screwed. Like that's where they're at. The Cardinals are juggling so many balls in the air.
They've got
to just find their guy, and whatever one it is, go get him. Don't be told no. Make them tell you yes, whoever it is.
I love that, by the way. Make them tell you yes. I agree with that 100%. Anything else you need to talk about with Lance Lynn before we get to the other move that the Cardinals made yesterday?
No.
Were you surprised that Double D, old Daniel Descalso, is back with the St. Louis Cardinals? One, were you also surprised that it was as the bench coach?
I wasn't surprised that he was back. That doesn't surprise me because he got back into the Diamondbacks franchise. So it doesn't surprise me that he's back. It did surprise me that he was the bench coach. Because Joe McEwing got the fake promotion, I think, where it's like, we're promoting you because we don't want you doing the same job you were doing. Like that's kind of what it feels like, isn't it? Because the funny thing is, Descalso was the special assistant in Arizona.
I'm so sorry.
There's a mute button on Zoom.
I don't have it.
Yes, you do.
Well, you're gonna have to just edit that out. Sorry.
No, I won't be able to. It's fine. Sorry for your ears.
I do apologize. Something hit me this morning. So okay. What is the exact role of McEwen? I didn't totally understand what it was.
Yeah, he's the special assistant to the front office, whatever. He's doing the role that Descalso did last year for Arizona. They just like flipped roles. I don't get it. But I don't know, Descalso, I guess. They love having second basemen as their bench coaches. I don't know. They've had McEwen and Descalso and Schumacher, who played infield for some periods of time. I don't know what he's gonna bring. I don't know much. I guess Ollie likes him. Like I'm happy for him. I don't know what he's gonna bring though. I don't have much to.
What do you think this does for the chances of Yadier Molina returning to the St. Louis Cardinals?
Well, I can tell you it makes him not the bench coach if he does return.
I mean, maybe they could. I mean, last year
That's
we
true.
hired Matt Holliday as the bench coach, and then next thing you knew, he was gone, and here was Jolton Joe McEwing.
Yeah, I don't know. I, I think he's gonna. I think Yadi's gonna be like a roaming guy that might be only be at home games or just in spring training. I think the time commitment just didn't make sense for him. Like that's what it seems like. They held out hope that he was going to be the bench coach. It didn't happen, and they pivoted. That's what it feels like to me.
What? Let me ask you this, and maybe you know, and maybe you can enlighten our viewers and our listeners more because I've never really understood like what did Joe McEwing screw up last year that they felt like he was the one we needed to replace and change. Like obviously we don't know those day-to-day conversations, but what could possibly he have done wrong to where now you're bringing in a new bench coach? Although, like you said, it is a promotion,
Yeah, quote
but
unquote. I mean, I don't know if he screwed anything up. I just think what the bench coaches do for the most part are they really run spring training. That's kind of their thing. And spring training focuses on fundamentals and all that. And obviously, the Cardinals' fundamentals were awful. I'm not saying that's on Joe McEwing. I think a lot of it's on the WBC and them not being together for most of
I
spring
agree.
training. But I don't think he did anything necessarily wrong. But just because someone doesn't do something overtly wrong doesn't mean you shouldn't look to get better in that area.
Mm-hmm.
That's my view, at least.
It just seems a little odd to me that Joe was. I mean, they were talking about manager, like he was interviewed for manager jobs not
He's
too long
still, I
ago.
mean, to be fair, he's still in the organization, not the front office. Like, it's not like they fired him.
Very true. Very true. So yeah, I mean, I hope everything goes well there, and I hope you just added another good guy. But again, it's more Cardinals coming back. Like,
Yeah.
so does the? Let me ask you another question then. The layers of this. McEwing becoming most special assistant, does that sort of eliminate the Heim Bloom discussion?
I don't think so.
Okay, I think that'd be a
I
different
think it
role for
keeps
him.
Joe McEwing employed.
Okay,
That's what I think it does.
all right, all right. Poor Joe. Joe, he probably didn't see
He's
this
still
one coming.
poor Joe. He's making tons of money to be in an MLB front office. He's doing fine.
Okay, yeah, but I think that guy wants to be a manager. So we know
He's
that
not
one
going
of
to
the
be a
quickest ways
manager.
to be a manager is the Cardinals bench coach.
He's not going to be a manager, Dad. He's had so many opportunities. It's never happened.
Whoa,
Well, I'm just saying. Also, by the way, fun thing here that I just realized: Lance Lynn and Joe McEwing don't like each other.
they don't.
No, Lance Lynn and Joe McEwing got in a massive fight in the dugout in Chicago, like in
So there,
2022. So
I did.
they got Lance Lynn, and Lance Lynn said, get him out of my
I
dugout."
will sign with you if you get that short little motherfucker out of my dugout. That's what he said.
Because I think I'm not saying they don't like each other. They might actually really like each other, but they did. I just think it's funny that the day they had that
Oh,
massive fight because McEwing was the third base coach with Chicago, and they had a massive fight.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah,
Good
and
call,
now
good recall.
so the day that Lance Lynn gets signed back here, Joe McEwing gets booted out of the clubhouse.
Listen,
It's kind of
Mo,
funny.
I need a triple X jersey and I need that fucker moved up to your office. Oh no, if that's what happened, if that's the discussion, I love the Lance Lynn signing way more now.
And I need steak and potatoes for every meal, please.
Every meal. Every meal and about 18 Bud Lights or Bud Heavies in the cooler in
I
the
do want to say, while we're not super excited about the Lance Lynn signing, even though I think it's fine. I think we'll see what they do. Like if he's their second pitcher they got, it's horrible. But if he's their third, it's fine. I am glad he's back. I do like having him back. Like he doesn't feel like the yacht, like the Albert Pujols, like we're bringing him back for a swan song. Like that doesn't feel like that's what they're doing. I think they genuinely think he's a benefit to the team. And Albert became that. Obviously, he was amazing, but that's not why they signed Albert. So
right.
I don't think it's a what's the word? Like reunion tour for Lance Lynn. I don't think that's what it is.
It's just no, it's the Eras tour, man. That's where we're at now. We've gone the reunion tours are dead. It's now all Eras tour, and that's what we're doing. We got them all here now. We were losing that era, but we just fill it. We just filled it.
I guess. Yeah. Well, finally have a World Series winner on our team again.
We do.
Like, and a pitching staff, I guess, at least.
So there we go. Hey, that's what we've got. Matt Holliday on the MLB Hall of Fame ballot.
Yeah, he won't stay on it, but
No,
it's still cool to be on it. I think like that's a cool honor to
agreed.
have that you're on it. There's a lot of great players on this ballot. Like I hope Joe Mauer and Adrian Beltre get in. because I think they
Hold on.
both deserve it.
Beltre guarantee, correct? Like that he first
Yeah, I mean
ballot.
he should be unanimous, but the way they do that's stupid.
Well, yeah. There's been one unanimous, right? Like Mo, that was it.
Oh, we got news. We got news.
All
San
right.
Diego Padres are hiring Mike Shildt as the new manager.
I thought that was already done. I thought that had already been
Thanks for
completely
ruining
confirmed.
the breaking news by no, it's not already done. It's breaking news right now. It just
I
happened.
I honestly thought it was completely already done, like because they'd been talking about it. So there it is, Mike Shildt with the Padres.
Ugh. Good luck,
Remember, I
Padres.
asked Kyle, like, what happens if the Padres hire Shildt and he wins the NL West and takes them to a World Series? Can you imagine Cards Twitter? It's going to fucking burn down.
It's also not going to happen. That organization's a
No, of
disaster.
course it's not going to happen. But if it does, I am here for, like he said, we're here for the chaos.
Yeah, so we'll get to see Mike Shildt try to impose his will on the Cardinals at some point. Not Ollie Marmol. I want to see that. That gives like the Ted Lasso versus Nate Shelley vibes in the last season.
It really truly does. It really
But we
truly
get like,
does.
but I don't want to have the Nate Shelley in this situation. So hopefully Ollie's the Ted Lasso. Maybe we
Yeah,
can make
that's
that
what we
work.
need. We need Ollie to be the. Do you see any Ted Lasso in Ollie? Because I don't. I have yet to see that.
You mean he doesn't speak in like a corny country accent
I
and
don't think
give a
there's a
bunch
lot of
of
dad jokes
jokes all the time?
with footballisms. No, I do not believe that. So, all right. So we've got the Descalso signing, we got the Lynn signing, and now Mike Shildt to the Padres, Joe McEwing,
Mhm.
and the Lance Lynn beef. I think we covered pretty much everything that we needed to cover. Let's hope. Look, I'm going to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving again, but let's hope we're back maybe soon with a guy from across the pond who is now a Cardinals ace.
Eric Fetty?
Sure. That's probably more likely.
Is there a way for them to for Sonny Gray to be the best pitcher they acquire this offseason and it to still be a good offseason?
Can I? Okay, yes. If they acquire Sonny Gray and they trade for Glasnow or Dylan Cease.
But then Sonny Gray is not the best pitcher they acquire this offseason.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I thought you meant free agent. My apologies. I thought you
No,
were talking
just
about
best
on the
pitcher they
free
get.
agent market. Then no, because if you go get Sonny Gray and you sign one of those guys we just talked about earlier when we played Would You Rather, and you sign Lance Lynn, yes, you are better than you were last year. You're not putting yourself rotation wise.
You're
I
not
believe.
better.
Well, you are. You're better than you were with Wainwright, Flaherty. Well, I mean Montgomery.
I mean, are you like are you
Maybe
because
not.
Montgomery's
That's
probably
true.
going to be at least comparable to what Gray's going to give you, maybe even
Yeah.
better than what Gray's going to give you. So it's interesting. Like it depends on where you rank guys. Like if you rank Monty below Gray, then you could say yeah, get Gray and Monty, and then we're fine. And that would be a good offseason, even though it wouldn't be as exciting as I think everyone would want. But it's like they've got to just go all in on Yamamoto. If they don't land him, they don't land him. But we can't have the same report that came out about Aaron Nola where they didn't offer him anything. That can't
Right.
happen. You have to be in on it.
I'm not as mad about the Aaron Nola thing, I think, as a lot of fans were, because I think there was something just told to them that he was going back to
Yeah, I
Philly
get
no
it.
matter what.
I'm not mad about it, but I'm saying that can't happen again.
Yeah, I got you. And we can't come in second. To be fair, we can't have Mo up there saying we made a great offer. It just wasn't enough. Like you can't
It
do that.
just depends. Like if the Mets give him $40 million a year, like
Oh,
okay, like you know what I mean. But
right.
that could happen. Like the Mets
Yeah.
could do something like that because they want him. And then if you're the Cardinals, like you just can't do anything about that.
No,
But
nor should you.
If the
Nor should
contract's
you.
reasonable, and also wait, reports came out that he is willing to play in St. Louis, and he's like
Derek Gold
looking,
reported that yesterday.
yeah. So since all that's good and the money's comparable, like if the money's reasonable, if he gets like let's say 8 for 230, like we've been right around what we've been projecting, then there's no reason for them not to be at the top of that list.
I agree. All right.
That's
Anything else before we get out of here and go head downtown?
Nope, that's all for me.
Po' Boy Festival was a success, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
Just to let everybody know. Pretty good.
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
All right, guys, everybody, for the second time, have an amazing, safe Thanksgiving with your family, with your friends, with everyone. Have an incredible time. Again, if you are not celebrating Thanksgiving, have an amazing Thursday this week. We hope you all are awesome. We hope we are back with even more exciting news than a Lance Lynn signing. No offense, Lane. We love you, buddy, but we hope that there's something more exciting. Talk to you all soon. Stay safe. Go Cards.